Bielek, Croatia.
Miracle, Ring, Sweden.
Misery, Copenhagen, Denmark.
Pycat, Stockholm, Sweden.
All right, then. So that's all 5 of the members. I'm quite familiar with them because we cover a lot of European Dota over at the Good Studio. Plug, I'll win. Yeah. But what do you guys make of the team? Of course, they started on day 1 in group stages amazingly. I think they went at 6-0, and they went into day 2 and then came out 6-8. But come on, guys, give us the lowdown.
Well, 0-6 in the second day, 0-2 in the third. I do want to say that the girl on the left there is really quite cute. She's a pretty one, yeah. CLG.
Look at the screen, Nebula. Look at the screen. It's Pycat.
Oh man!
And he's not a girl. He's Cloud from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. He really is. It's the white cloud. That's what that is.
Yeah, but talking about the team.
Yes, I want to say about the interview actually. Pycat had a very direct look. If we're gonna win, we got to beat the best teams. We got to beat the best teams. Misery's like, give me the money. I want the money.
Well, I think CLG are going to do great here, but of course, let's meet their opponents then. And we had a word with mTw a little bit earlier here at the International.
I'm Troels Nielsen Sinderen from Denmark. I play for Team mTw and I play mid. I'm studying English at Aalborg University. I've had my first 2 years, so my 5th semester is going to start immediately after the International, or maybe a little bit during the International. My mentality and my approach to studying is that I just study something I like. I have the idea that if you enjoy it, then you're going to put a lot of effort into it and get really good. And when you're really good, the world opens up to you. Dota is a game where a few mismoves can lead to really big impacts on the game. So as a team, we're very, very focused and very dedicated, all of us, so that's what really carries us through. What I can say will be differently from the first International is that the competition will be much more even. There's so many good teams right now that I think this time the top battles are going to be very close. Just a few mistakes can cost you a game and then you could get knocked out. We've been working a lot for this, and the feeling that you've really taken down the world's best after playing your game and after all the practice, as any player would say, it would be a dream come true. The first person I'm going to call if we win would be my girlfriend, and then probably my mom/dad at home. But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that if we get to the finals, both my parents and my girlfriend will be watching, so they won't be surprised to see that we win if we win. But yeah, just sharing that with them would be really important to me. I also want to say to the guys at home that when I come home, if I bring prize money, we're going to do something fun.
All right then, so we'll go straight into the lineup. The guys are pretty much just starting the bans and picks, so let's meet the rest of the team from mTw.
Affinmad, Toulouse, France.
Funzi, Volpenil, France.
Kebab, Cologne, Germany.
Sokshka, Paris, France.
Sindren, Aalborg East, Denmark.
So there we have it, the team of mTw going up against CLG, a best-of-1 loser will be out of the tournament. Guys, they haven't had the best tournament so far.
No, it didn't go well.
It did not, but I think mTw will be absolutely prepared because he was telling me strats that he's ready. Sinderen.
No. All right, so we probably should throw it into the game. This has been the worst analyst that we've ever done. Sorry, Lumi, that you've had to come in such a tight schedule. But who do you favour going into this?
CLG.
History says that CLG is 5-2, so I'll go with them.
So CLG, Lumi?
mTw.
mTw.
He's got strats prepared.
All right then, well, we're ready to throw it over to the commentator. So please welcome to the International, the very famous Toby-Wan Kenobi and his co-commentator, who's probably not as famous.
Good evening, Seattle.
That's right, and welcome everybody to our lower bracket as the first match. This is when it gets real. One team gets to be eliminated from these two teams. mTw going up against Counter Logic Gaming. The guys from France with a touch of German and a Danish import going up against the Swedish superstar CLG lineup. As you can see above us, the draft is already happening. We're running through our draft very, very quickly. Ben so far, Naga, Lycan, Darkseer, as well as Brewmaster being taken out. Chen, Prophet, the Rubik, as well as Tinker being removed up. First pick, it did get to go the way, by the looks of it, of, well, actually, it was mTw. I think they got to take that one. And we got Lone Druid, Venomancer, Enigma up for them. Invoker, Morphling, and Tide coming up for CLG. It was actually CLG that had the first pick.
Well done, Toby, well done. Yeah, the Invoker first pick obviously is not something that is unexpected since we have PJ Pycat sitting in the captain slot this time, and world famous for his Invoker, of course. One of the first we actually were using the Exort Invoker. and now recently been popularized by Dendy, of course. But yeah, 2 more bands gonna be coming out so far. Contologic Gaming basically just taking heroes that they're incredibly comfortable of playing with, as well as mTw. Lone Druid is one of their signature heroes, probably the carry hero that they use the most.
That's right, Funzy loves that Lone Druid. Of course, we have been seeing them play many, many different roles. Bucking Mad, most famous for his Enigma, but mTw, they have been having a couple of stability issues when it comes to their laning, and they have been switching up a couple of different things. So more than likely, we'll see Synderen jumping onto the support role as the Venomancer. We do have Enigma. They do like to run him jungle, Bucking Mad, because his timing for that was absolutely perfect. But of recent times in the group stages, he started to play the mid-solo kind of role. So it was interesting just how mTw want to assemble their lineup. As far as CLG goes, he said they're heroes that they love to play, but it's also very, very strong heroes. Like Invoker, great strong solo mid. Morphling, he's almost been the hero of this competition. So strong in any kind of regard. Seen him play so many different type of builds, different kind of roles, late game, mid game, early game. The guy does the whole thing. And then Tidehunter, the big guy with the fish that makes team fights a living hell for anybody.
Yes, indeed. Tidehunter, normally CLG actually like to use the Tidehunter as a core hero. They are one of those teams who prefer to actually get some farm on it instead of running him as a pure support. So we might very well be seeing Lacoste on that Tidehunter going the solo offlane, but this is still, it depends on the last 2 picks really. But of course, these last 4 picks in total will be determining the final lineups, and since it's a best of 1, anything can really happen.
That is true. Best of 1 games are very, very unstable games. It's the reason why we love best of 3s, because you're able to try something different. Doesn't quite work. The draft didn't go quite as you anticipated on doing. Something surprise comes out at you, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I didn't really expect that. And then you find yourself completely out of the competition. But that was the risk these teams took. The top 4 teams got the winners bracket. The bottom 4 teams got the losers bracket. Winners bracket, best of 3. Losers bracket, best of 1s, until we get to the second last final in the losers bracket, at which point it does go best of 3. A little bit more security then, but it's still just one of those times when you go, I wish I had 3 games, but we got to make this one game really, really count.
Yeah, indeed. And so far, actually, no real surprises. Windrunner being picked up there by mTw, most likely be running that solo offlane as well, although Enigma can very well take that role. Windrunner has been falling out a bit of fashion in recent time, which I was a bit surprised about, but at least she was not picked that much during the group stages. But now being picked up 2 times today, just by DK, in the game before that. And no surprise picks so far, as in no very, very unconventional heroes.
Yeah, Windrunner, one of my favorite heroes to see. There's nothing like the double Ranger combo. We're not going to get that, though, because we do have Enchantress who made it in the ban pool as well as Pugna. So we don't get to see our wonderful double combo. But the Shackles from Windrunner, always great when it comes to any type of teamfight control. Able to lock 2 heroes together, catch one of those heroes out. And that's something mTw really have a good amount of in this lineup. You got the Maleficents, you got the Black Holes to come off, you got Lone Druid, always look for that chance of getting the Entangle route, then the Shackles. They're very, very random to an extent here in the world of Dota 2, but that makes it ever so much more exciting. When you look at CLG, it's a lot more focused. Now we get a little bit more Disable coming out with Shadow Shaman being their final one. So they're going to have their Hexes, they're going to have their Shackles as well, and a little bit of a different ability though, because it is channeling. See, sometimes BKBs, Blink Daggers, you look for that to come out from the Shadow Shaman depending on what lanes they wanted to play. Leshrac could set up stuns as well. Tide, we all know about his Ravage. Morphling, he's got a mini one up his sleeve. And Invoker, well, he's got every ability under the sun.
Basically, yes. CLG are drafting a lineup that is incredibly flexible. It's completely impossible to predict how they are going to lane. And mTw, 7 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the regular time, so 1 more minute for them to get through their last pick, really.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to rush this.
I highly doubt it, no. Well, there should be no reason, at least.
It's a decision right now. It's a big decision to come out from the captain to decide, how do we want to lane this? Do we want Enigma in the lane? We've seen Windrunners run solo mid. We've seen Lone Druids run off lane. Funzy, however, he is one of those heroes which, when he plays Lone Druid, he likes to be in the safe lane for mTw. So more than likely, he should be up on the top lane. But it's very open for the way that mTw want to run this. Having Venomancer also gives them the option if they want to run a melee hero in the mid lane. That's an option for them, and that would open up the Enigma to go into the jungle. And we see a Queen of Pain instead. So Queen of Pain, mTw been using her a lot in the middle lane, but not to great success of recent times. Maybe this will change around for them.
Yes, indeed. So both teams really having very, very similar lineups. Both of them have one really, really great crowd controller, one big team fighter, Enigma for mTw, Tidehunter for Contologic Gaming, And it is actually very, very common for protecting one strat from both teams.
Yeah, it's going to be security because no team wants to make a mistake right now. As we said, one game can change it all for them. So let's jump ourselves inside the game and we'll introduce over on the Dire side. It is mTw led, well, we got not even led by anybody. They're a team of 5 basically. You always got to remember for these guys, both Bucky Mad, both Synderen, they're really involved when it comes to the drafting. So Bucky Mad, we do get to see him up on that Enigma, which I'm really happy about. Sox in this case will be taking up the role as a lone druid, which puts Funzy onto the Queen of Pain, Kebab on the Venomancer, Synderen onto that Windrunner. So again, mTw living up to what they've really talked about when they're going through their boot camp. They like to change things up. The roles are going to switch around.
Yes, indeed. And we're going to head over to the CLG side. It is indeed Lacoste will be taking that Tight Hunter, so we expect him to go solo side lane at least. Aki going to be on that support left track. Pycat, of course, no introduction needed on that Invoker. Misery onto the hard carry Morphling, who looks to be going side lanes as well, which basically leaves a Miracle on the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, that it does. So let's just see our early warding as well. We've already got a nice aggressive ward by mTw, just sitting nice and high up here on the lane. So that's going to allow Sock to go solo and also understand who is up there on the lane, who is really going to be looking for him. We're still going to look for the lane ward, which hasn't gone down yet, but Bucking Mad, he's being currently escorted by the lone Druid Bear, which will already be pulling pretty early on. So they'll have a great old time with that one. The foghorn sounds by both the guys with the big lungs in the front row, as well as from the Radiant and Dire camps. And we'll get this party started right now. And first rune, it gets to spawn on, well, it looks a bit bottom, an illusion for Miracle.
Yeah, and looks to be Syndering on that solo off-lane Windrunner with Queen of Pain Funzy going mid against Pycat's Invoker. Aki going to be supporting Misery on the bot lane. And actually we saw a bit of a misclick, I believe, from the mTw guys because they already used Fortification really, really early.
Maybe it's just that flag of confidence. CLG, you know what? You might be good, but we're better, so we're going to waste our glyph early on. But we get to start it off, so the lanes, they get to engage Lacoste as well as Sock. This is not going to be an easy lane for Lacoste, not to mention Kebab is also here pretty close in, pushing Lacoste back off the lane. And this is the beauty of the Venomancer. He is such a great lane harasser, is going to give a lot of space for that lone Druid on top.
Yes, essentially picking a Venomancer and putting him on that lane, the short lane, ensures you are going to win this lane if it's a solo. It's incredible. It's just at 50% slow. Lacoste is really not having a fun time there.
Nah, Kebab is all over him, and we've got a very quick pause coming out here from the Queen of Pain. So Funzy just needed a moment and is requesting a tech to the stage. So hopefully they'll get this little solution fixed up. But we can still talk about our lanes right now, man, because Funzy going up against Pycat here in the middle lane. Really, you gotta love Queen of Pains as far as strength in lanes go. We know how important it is with that Shadow Strike and the ability to be aggressive. Already Blinks, so got the escape mechanism as well as the harassment now from that one. But Pycat playing that Invoker, already going Quas, already having his Cold Snap. So easy to catch Funzy if he overcommits.
It's incredibly hard for Queen of Pain to win a lane against a Quas Vex Invoker. Especially Funzy already put 1 point into Shadow Strike, but he's not going to really get into range for casting it. Well, if he does, he cops more damage than he actually deals. So this is not really a good trade-off for him. Meanwhile, Synderen is having even a worse time than the Tight Hunter on the bot lane, just completely getting and taking out Aki with a double pull there.
Yeah, Synderen at this point only sitting at 33 experience per minute, so trying to stay as close as he can. It's dangerous though for him to come in any closer. Miracle as well as Aki. Surprisingly though, we don't see Miracle, well, actually not really surprisingly, he has gone that one level in Ether Shock. But once he gets that second level, expect him to stay a lot more on this lane, even just hiding around here in the Fog of War, starting off with a shock, plus the right clicks. And this is the reason why we've even seen Windrunners abandon the off lanes, because they just cannot deal with harassment. It goes to the point where we've seen it on the Radiant side where they try and farm this nice little easy camp here. A little bit harder on the Dire side, especially when Enigma relies so heavily on his 3 camps.
Yeah, we have seen Windrunner actually going for the ancient stack. I'm seeing it.
Already starting off with a Cold Snap on Funzy.
It's minor health harassment at the moment. Pycat is 4 for 3. Really wants to get up his face boots. That's why he went to the Blades of Attack when he left the lane.
Synderen finally catching one small break, but he still can't use the double damage. It's just more of a denial kind of thing. If Pycat was running the bolts, it looks like he's going to go phase boot, so there's no intention of basically debating the rune control with a Queen of Pain. Which is also pretty smart. It's hard as an Invoker to really control that kind of stuff when you got a Blink Dagger, just a blinking Queen of Pain.
And what we can see so far, though, is it is Effin Mats Enigma, who's actually leading the last hits and deny scoreboard, with Misery closely falling in behind.
Oh, Funzy, too much in the middle lane. Blinks away to safety, dropping down to 100 life. He has no sound to really play around with. And this is that overcommitment up against the Quas Pycat. Already got 2 points up in that Quas, and bringing him down is very, very difficult. Also, something we haven't really noted just yet is the fact that CLG have completely abandoned the top lane. They're running tri-lane bot with a pulling jungle and a solo mid. And this isn't the first time CLG have done this.
No, essentially what they are doing is they see no point in it. There's no point if there's a Venomancer harassing you to death. So Lacoste is really going for that. Well, he just went for that stack of the easy camp, and with a level 1 Echo Smash is still able to take it out fairly comfortably.
It is one of those beautiful things as a Titan. You get a lot of life points, and you also reduce the damage while dealing damage yourself, and you get able to deal with big camps. Why it's a great pickup going up against a Brute Mother, but doesn't have a good lane like that to go up against. Instead, he gets harassed back so much on the top lane, it's just not worth the amount of consumables. But really, CLG working overtime to stack so many of these big camps, and it's just delaying what's really happening on the lane. You still look for the first blood to happen on bottom lane here once CLG wants to make the move. Synderen, he's just got to avoid that stun. He's got to avoid Shadow Shaman, and he's got to avoid Leshrac. Not an easy thing, but Windrun will give him the edge.
Yeah, now we see a bit of a race there for the 4-minute rune. Synderen already in position, but Lacoste is closely behind and actually gets a haste rune.
This could be a little bit damaging for Synderen. Already being gushed up. Anchor Smash as well. Will Lacoste get in front to get the body block off on him? It's a long way to dive in right now. No TP support's going to come for him, but Synderen really low. Lacoste, Sal popping up by Synderen. He wants to get in range of the tower. Anchor Smash as well. Lacoste, first blood. Synderen's still going to mirror in the corner, but first blood done by an overly aggressive Titan. Top lane, I say no. Take out the bottom lane solo instead.
Yeah, wonderful perception there by Lacoste, knowing that he's able to take out the Windrunner. Just needs to wait for Windrun to actually wear off. With the haste rune, he's easily be able to keep up. And he was a solo offlaner who abandoned his lane, and now getting the first bit is really going to help for him really getting to get back into it.
So in the meantime, Synderen does go down the bottom lane, but you do expect casualties like this on your off lane, especially in off lane, which is currently going up against 4 different heroes. You don't really expect a 1v1 to go down, but this is okay in the minds of mTw because they should be winning the gold advantage. It does come back up a little bit because the bonus gold for first blood, but while you're running Enigma in the jungle, the fastest jungler in the game as well. No one can go as fast as him because he actually gets farmed by creating the conversions. So that means fast progression through each of the camps, and that's what makes Buckyman such a great transitioner in the jungle and one of the best Enigma players in the European scene, just because he knows those transitions so well, and he also converts into what he needs, and that's going to be Mech, it's going to be Blink Dagger, and it's going to be the Black Holes when you need them.
It's incredibly difficult now for mTw to fight because Synderen is still level 1, while Miracle to support Shadow Shaman is already pop level 5 through the constant pulling and stacking. And now they're pushing that tier 1 tower onto a very, very smart play so far. And it's going to go down. They actually have, well, they do have fortification back up again, but it's only going to delay the inevitable.
That's not really what he wanted to have done. A little bit of damage, power shot by Synderen, only just niggling, but tower being destroyed by just a normal creep, so the goal split between all of CLG. But Aki level 1 Edict, it was also great positioning for him. He kind of realized the tower was here, creep wave was over here, so he just positioned himself in this certain area, and that deals direct damage to the tower, which makes life absolutely great when you're a tower killer.
And there's a we see for mTw some movement. We have a 2-man smoke so far. Ephemet as well as Kebab moving towards mid lane.
Yeah, they know they have to make something out of these levels, and Pycat is a little bit too far down. Buckyman pops the Soul Ring, then now going off. Wonderful tornado by Pycat, but he's too far out. Malibus stun makes it too easy for mTw. And support was just too far away for CLG. It was close, but too far away.
That was incredibly important for mTw really to get back into. They need to use those kind of smoke
Kebab, not where you want to be.
Not
Charlie
cool,
and
boy.
Chicken and the stun with the shackle. Instant rebuttal kill here by CLG.
He's not even going to get the Gale off.
That's also great for Miracle. He went in there to pick up his Arcane Boost, realized he's a little bit short, but with the kill, goes up to the 1k, and now we have Arcane Boost up on Shadow Shaman, which means even more spam of abilities going the way against Windrunner on the bot lane.
It's incredibly hard now for Windrunner to get back into it. She's hit level 3, of course, because they were pushing in, but at the same time, Misery is getting free farm. Gonna have a looking at Socks on the top lane there. We're going for the face boots.
Yeah, just see what kind of build he goes with his bear. I kind of like how he's just he's continuously stacking with his bear, but he's only got 1 stout shield up on his bear with normal boots as well. So at this point, it does lean him towards the lines of having that quick relic into Radiance. But he can go multiple ways, phase boots or not.
I have to say I'm a bit surprised though that he went for double boots and one of them being upgraded, so which means that he's going to delay his Radiance a little bit, but it's probably because he wants to join the fight a little bit earlier.
Like Synderen took a little bit of an offense to having himself replicate on the bot lane. And now we get CLG pausing the game up. Lacoste just needing a moment. I can't really see a main reason for it apart from Misery scratching himself, but that would be the only other reason CLG could come up with.
Yeah, basically, yes. We do see the start of a smoke gang, basically, from CLG as well. 3 heroes on the mid lane, Miracle, Aki, as well as Pycat.
Yeah, they're gonna see what they can find, and they've also gonna make the most of their levels. It's something which we should see a lot, where you can sit in the jungle forever, and your supports get levels, and that's always a critical thing. But your supports getting levels means that utility abilities, you got to get them out in the field and use them, or else it's like, well, I've got a whole bunch of resources, but nothing really to use them for. Like, am I getting kills? Am I doing anything? What am I doing? I'm farming up at camp. Yeah. It's great, but it's not what you really want to use it for. You gotta impact the opposition.
And line's being drawn on that by CLG, line of attack. Looks like they really want to go kill that Celebi before he gets his relic fast.
Well, they realize the threat that a lone druid faces, especially when he's been free farming up on the top lane. Like, Lacoste is back up here. Pycat's going to come in. Tornado picks him up. Lacoste is here as well. Then goes the Gush and the X-Smash, plus the Shock and the Shackle to hold mid position. The Bear comes in to see the corpse of its master. But that is now 3-1 in favor of Counter Logic Gaming.
And presumably a push in the top lane. Lacoste nearly hitting level 6 there, so after that, the XP of that one creep wave, he should be hitting the Ravage.
Yeah, we're seeing two Aki and Miracles. It's a smart little thing for them too. We know Miracle's up to level 6, and Lacoste, they gave him the space, should give him the levels as well. Now he is level 6, plus the Arcane Boost. They got all the mana in the board to play around with, and Aki with 3 points deep. A double TP going to come in by mTw, and Bucky Mad coming from the side. Look for the stun to start off on Lacoste. Is there going to be a Shackle? Doesn't lash, there was no tree, and Quad Party. Ravage will still pop, catching 4. What a war trap! Bucky Mad caught on the side. Miracle, beautiful play. Now the EMP Tornado catches all of mTw in it. Sock has returned to his teammates, but mTw retreating back to the safety of the tier 1 tower.
And in the end, CLG not chasing because they were completely out of mana, but what a war trap there by Miracle.
Yeah, that was amazing. And then also the retreat ability. The CLG, it might have been mTw straight on the heels if Pycat didn't get that perfect EMP Tornado, catching the 3 remaining heroes of mTw, and they forced the lone druid to buy a TP and use it to get back up to top lane.
I think he's going to be fine with it. He was about to farm there anyway.
So we got a little bit of support coming towards middle lane. But then again, Aki, he's been pulling a lot inside the jungle. I'm wondering just how long it's going to take before they try and overforce these towers. Funzy's ulti, they know it's down right now. And they know Lone Druid doesn't have another bear for another 70 or so seconds. Enigma, however, bucking mad, couldn't find the opening for that black hole. It was almost, if he's like maybe 1 second earlier, he could have had that possibility of a trifecta on the hole.
Yeah, at the same time, it was great positioning by CLG, basically just leaving the Titans as the only one in the front lines. So they either try to get past him, which would mean that he would get a perfect Ravage off, or they would try to take him out, which would take too long.
Now smart dewarding here by CLG. They kind of realized mTw got so much vision around this Roshan pit, as well as the bot rune having 2 sentry wards plus the observer ward. So mTw really trying to be active on the rotation. They want to know where Shadow Shaman is. They want to know where Leshrac is moving. They've got to keep tabs on these heroes, or else they're going to find themselves caught out in the lanes. 5 heroes on top lane, weren't expecting that. Should never be the words coming out of your mouth.
And looks like mTw are going to go for a little bit of a gank there, but the very, very nice observer would already spots Kebab out. And even so, Lacoste would be too hard to bring down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, he's just getting too big. A level 6 Tidehunter, even if he doesn't have Ravage, and we can see that, mTw are never 100% sure. You don't have a counter going off on your head. This isn't like Quake and you're keeping tabs of all the cooldowns. And you can't do that kind of stuff when you're playing Game of Dirt. There's just so much going through your brain that you can't keep tabs on that kind of stuff. So they'll say Lacoste, pretty sure his ulti's back up again, so let's just be a little bit more cautious. It's got to be there sometime soon.
There's one downside really to Pycat joining the fight so early, because he is really falling behind in terms of crit kills. Only 5th position at the moment, EMP Tornado stun, wonderful!
Lockdown. Second he hit the deck, Aki was following up with a Split Earth.
Yeah, that was just incredible perception there, using that Tornado to set up the Split Earth from the Leshrac. And at the same time, Cold Snap being invoked after the Tornado was used. So making the most out of it, be able to use the 3 spells within the space of around 1.5 seconds.
Man, that ward again is causing so many issues for CLG. Looks like they want to try and fight this Lacoste. Smart. Very, very smart. Realized it was coming in, couldn't get himself out in time. So TP to the nearest tower. Small little hop, but avoids the Enigma.
Yeah, incredible play there once again though by Lacoste. In fact, Morphling's got bottle, and Lacoste has got, the Titan's got bottle too. But
looks like mTw's looking for a trade. 7 wards going down the top while the mid lane is being pushed out by Leshrac. Miracle's going to try and hold this, and man, that's a bad spot for the Bear. Blocked in by the conversions of fucking mad, so had to cop a lot of damage from that tower, which was not the intention. Funzy holding on the middle lane. He does have the ulti up his sleeve if he really, really needs it. But nice use of the wards, but he won't be able to use that again if mTw want to push.
It looks like mTw, the 2 supports at least, Enigma as well as Venomancer, are rotating towards the mid lane. But
Again,
I fear by
watched.
then the Tier's going to get it. Oh, deny attempt there by Funzy, but he's not going to get it.
Just thinking about it, man. Just that little sneaky attack through the trees, hiding in that fog of war. It's the beauty of the world of Dota. Use that environment to your advantage. It's what gets you ahead in these fights. Man, Synderen, he's really limping back to base right now. He's at least got 7 levels up on him, but Misery, 2.1k up on him as well. Wondering if we're going to see that early ultimate orb up from him and then going to go on to Manta, or do we see him go, well, shotgun. Windrun's available, Enigma's even available, Venomancer's available. There's a lot of squishy heroes on the mTw side which are just begging for an E-Blade.
Precisely. It's basically everybody bar the Lone Druid in his ultimate form is able to get taken out incredibly fast by the Morphling.
I see some action up here on top. CLG, they brought 3-man support up. They've already got the wards. They know that mTw are holding back a long, long way. And mTw now feel the support coming as well. So Funzy comes in. He does have his ulti up. 4 points up on that scrim. So good burst damage from him. Veno's got his ulti available. So does Enigma. Also Enigma buying up a lot on his ability, on his items before this fight begins. He kind of wants to wait another 50 gold because that's his mech. That's his mech. He doesn't want to engage just yet. But CLG, they're not going to wait. Gush going out in sock. The Bear's still there watching on Lacoste. They don't know the support is behind them. Sentry wards also down here by CLG. So they want to know if mTw have any kind of surprises for them in store.
I'm kind of just clicking on Synderen. He does have a TP too, so that could easily turn to the 5v4 fight if they really want to. Pycat and Aki are now rotating towards mid lane once again. Double damage room being picked up by the Invoker.
Yeah, he's just giving it up. And once again, I'm wondering how long it's going to take before mTw kind of realize that this ward has been causing themselves so many troubles. And if a Sentry ward flies out right now, and no, it's going to be the full mech. Full mech flying out for Bucking Mad, 15 minutes in.
And Misery going aggressive there on Synderen as well. He's got a replicate up, so he might as well TP back to base and jump back to it later. Yeah, this is exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, leave the copy of Synderen on that bot lane. Even though he's low level, the copy is still useful for something.
And he does pick up a Ghost Scepter, so yes, it will be the shotgun build.
Try and keep up with the Morphling jumping around the map. So how are we actually going as far as most of our items go? Phase boost for the Invoker. Looks like he is going to go his next item into the 4-star. Might have to just wait this off for a moment because we're going to see Aki and Miracle coming into Powercat as well as Aki coming towards mid lane. Nice EMP on that, only catching the edge of Funzy, but the burn is enough, plus the Spit Earth, plus the Edict damage.
Bot lane, bot lane.
We're going to dive on the tower. Synderen, he gets the shackle on Miracle, plus the power shot. The tower might finish off Miracle. Maybe not enough. No, one last hit's not going to do the job.
That's 2 incredibly quick kills by CLG, plus the tier 2 tower, so everything working out for them at the moment. Sock's still desperately trying to farm his Radiant. But CLG doesn't look to be giving him any time to do so. And even if he gets it, his teammates are at very, very bad position at the moment. Enigma just finishing off that mech.
This is the time you start to question if you really should go for that race. It's your long time to get there. It's had a lot of space to do so. But without the large amount of towers going down in favor of mTw, it just sets you back so far. You don't get that very, very quick because you don't have the burst income. Funzy trying to push Misery back. Power shot goes through him as well. He's still got the sting, so Misery doesn't have a lot to play around with, but then he's got strength more. So how do you really kill a Morphling?
It's close to impossible at this stage, really.
There is one way to kill a Morphling. Just don't let Sylar play it.
People.
That's fine.
Yeah, or just ban it.
Yeah, that's easy enough too.
And 3-man push there by mTw, also Synderen TPing in as well, but it's a bit difficult to do. It's a bit dangerous as well.
Yeah, there's the fortification. slow him down. Lacoste coming. And you got also Aki support is going to come up the river. And mTw, they can force this one down. The Bear's still doing his damage. That's level 4 Bear. Now Pycat, EMP. All you got to do is just keep that Bear on the front lines and keep Enigma's mana pool up high enough. Now stun on Lacoste. Look for that black hole by Bucky Mad. Tower goes down. Attempted to 9 there. Still the Malva stun. Shackle latches out by Cinder and Funzy. What a 4-star by Pycat. Couldn't have come at a better time. Better entangle on Lacoste. He wanted to let off that gush, but the stun from the Bear stops him. And now mTw fall back saying, we won this war.
Yeah, everybody who is probably going to see that CLG basically happy that Lacoste did not go down. He's 300 off his Mac as well. It's a very, very common thing to do. If you really can't get it on any other hero fast enough, then you might as well get it on a Titanhunter.
Yeah,
we commonly see it on strength
there's
heroes.
other items you need on other heroes, like Shadow Shaman's the initiator. He needs that Blink Dagger. For him, he's just a tank Titanhunter. Now EMP, perfect position. Wards will go down here by Miracle. Not a trap, but Bucky Mad held in position. What a ravage. Catching Funzy on the side. Now Shackle's on Cinder as well. Funzy doing what he can. They get the split earth hit as well as the kill on Windrunner. Funzy retreating at the side. Kabat prepares the defense for the tier 1 tower, but you cannot stop Edict.
I am incredibly surprised that they let the Enigma go in first because he just got taken out instantly.
Yep.
No time at all to pop the black hole.
Yeah, this is dangerous times now for mTw. This will be the 3rd tier 1 tower taking a fall, and they've already lost 1 tier 2 tower down on the bot lane, which is where Kabap is now desperately trying to find levels, only now just getting level 7.
If that tier 2 tower on the top falls as well, then Misery's got his E-Blade. That'll be one of the fastest E-Blades we see.
It's going to be nice and quick. Just like Mech is now completed, pulling daggers up on Shadow Shaman. Aki, well, he's already got braces and Arcane Bruise, so he's looking pretty nice as well. And, well, was Pycat. We saw that 4 stuff on him. Couldn't have come at a better time for him. And now he's also still got 1.2k gold. CLG, they're basically rolling in it right now. 4.5k worth of gold advantage, as well as experience. It is going the way of CLG as well. Only just, but it's enough. And now mTw, they're looking for an opening. Cinder and Bucky Mad will join forces. They're looking for Morphling here in the middle lane. Funzy will find him, but Misery, he has that replicate and goes straight to it, back at base.
Yeah, there's no point actually really trying to still hover around and play a little bit. At this high competitive level, sometimes it's just a bait. And he's 300 gold off his E-Blade really. If he really wants it, he could sell his bottle and get it.
It's like mTw, they're going to have a little bit of fun here with the tier 1 tower mid. Again, Bear on the front lines. No fortification this time, but again, a perfect EMP tornado. But mTw better positioning this time. Stock is the only one to lose most of his mana. Now the stun's on Lacoste. No Malva stun. Entangle on the Bear. Gal flies out by Kabat, but there's that 4-star again. Just getting the Tidehunter out of trouble. And that's the beautiful thing about 4-stars. You always get in a better position. Now Misery, Blink Dagger bound by Miracle. He needs that Hex. Now the stun. It stops Bucky Mad just long enough for the Hex. Now the Shackle up the hill. Shackle will fly out by Cinderin. So everybody's shackled here in the middle lane. Now the wards to go down. Lacoste and now the Black Hole by Bucky Mad. But the wards focus him down, bringing him down. Cinderin cannot getting close. Venomman's a nice ultimate. Fungy's still doing what he can. Power Shot will fly. Looks like we've already lost one. Pycat trying to run up the hill. No entangle. Sock just wants the kill. Give him the kill. The Bear wants it. Miracle will stop it. Pycat denies. Goes in Fizz. And now Sock on the retreat out. Wave up by Misery. Funzy, he's got ultimate. He's thinking about it and says, you know what? Maybe not. CLG take 3 for zip.
And once again, Black Hole this time he managed to get it off, but that was just 1 second. Or even less than that.
It was too low on life, and right next to Serpent Wards, it was not safe, but at that point, you had to throw the hole. You had to try something. mTw, they are now, well,
incredible.
It's not looking great for them. 5k gold behind, and that is a drastic change in the gold in the experience graph. We could
definitely.
say.
It's only going to continue going up that way. Misery's got the E-Blade. He's got enough gold for it. And that will mean, let me just check, 800 HP on the Windrunner, 1k HP on the Queen of Pain, 1.1 on the Enigma, and around 760 on the Venomancer. So 3 heroes could get instantly taken out.
E-Blade, or what we like to refer to as the shotgun. It is the combination of the E-Blade hit.
Who's on bot lane?
Plus adaptive strike.
Funzy, got to be really, really careful. We are very wisely falling back there.
But look at also the wards from CLG. Invist Rune is prepping Misery, and he's looking at him.
He's going to try it. He's going to try it.
Of course, why not? Just somebody. You want to buy something from the Secret shop? come on up. There's one down the lobby. Misery will be waiting there for you with an E-Blade, which is not going to be the best way to buy something.
Yeah, but he kind of needs to circle around right now because mTw are not going to do him the favor and rather fall back to their own jungle.
Look at the call already coming out from the ball flank. Can I get a kill here? And can I get a kill here? Please. They are just hanging here. I know they are. mTw know the problem on the map right now.
They cannot really go around on their own anymore apart from the lone druid.
Looks like CLG, they are never alone. They move as 5, and they're looking at the middle lane as 5. And mTw, they're still not 100% sure about this. Kebab is trying to hold it, but all I can see is Lacoste as well as Misery. And now they see double Lacoste. Well,
holy schmuck.
Yeah, they're moving up the top lane. They moved up the middle lane.
Is in TP.
Time is not right. Tornado will miss. He's in the middle of a ward trap. He falls back out of the ward trap. A miracle. He is entangled up, but the damage is too much to Sock. The bear was taking up a little bit of that edict, but it was not enough.
And Lacoste TPing down to defend against Funzy on that bot lane. There's very little that the Queen of Pain can really do to the Tide Hunter with a mech.
But there's a lot he can do to Bucky Mad here in the mid lane. It won't be enough though. The Bucky Mad saved by the mech.
It was a nice attempt, really, but I believe with a level 4 Adapter Strike, he might have been able to get it.
Yeah, but not quite there yet. And Misery also found himself just a little bit short of his mana. Bottle is empty for him. And they're looking at that top lane, but again, Miracle using its wards for aggression, not for tower pushing. And at this point, it's working for CLG. 13 for 2 up on the board.
Yeah, that is actually a huge lead in Miracle 3-0 Zek 6. It's very, very good for support Shadowshaman at this stage of the game.
As Arcane Boost just let CLG keep pounding the front door of mTw. And now Funzy will be spotted on the top lane. Again, another smoke by CLG. Blink in, Hex up. There goes a shotgun as well with the shackles. Nice one by Synderen, but there's just no follow through. And they couldn't do so as well. That EMP made a big block for Bucky Man as well as Synderen. And there wouldn't have been a follow through anyway. Bucky Man can get the biggest black hole of his life right now. But without the damage, they've got nothing.
CLG are really making such
trouble on bot. Tornado catches Kebab. Now the call snap as well. The right clicks keep coming. Aki will join the fight. And Kebab, well, he'll TP out in the shade of the trees. And he will get out. Replica will not be so lucky, but it's a replica, so they don't care.
It's a bit unfortunate, of course, but CLG just using smoke to the max. It's working brilliantly for them. Every time they've been smoking up, they got a kill.
Because it's not even on cooldown. They just keep on buying them. They got another one in stock to buy.
Oh, Misery's gonna try it again, is he?
You think?
Yep. Just for harassment purposes, really.
Well, he can do it, man. And we're seeing him actually start off what's going to be his Yasha going into that mana style. Crank up the agility and the shotgun becomes more powerful. Can almost add a third barrel to that shotgun.
Like it. Also already ultimate or +4 stuff plus face boots. Really wanting to go for that hex. It's become a really common build nowadays.
Lacoste is thinking about it, but no, he's going to let the haste string go to Misery. And they can now hunt anybody they want to. The options are so open for CLG. And mTw, they've got to make something happen soon.
It's incredibly difficult, and when you're being at such a huge disadvantage, you can't really go out, so you can't farm safely. At the same time, if you would be going for the fight and lose it, it's racks instantly.
And look at these items coming up. We do at least have the Relic up on the bear. That's one big point. And he's only 100 gold away from having the Radiance. And then maybe mTw can relieve a little bit of the stress. Push that bear out in the side lanes and let the Radiance burn do the rest. That way, at least mTw can get some breathing room in their own jungle and maybe find some of that economy, which they're losing with every single fight. Now the Roshan attempt by CLG. mTw, they've got to know what's going on. There's one ward watching it. And Lacoste, he is a Night Watchman, standing guard outside. Roshan down.
He's got dagger.
4K,
Tide's got
3K.
dagger.
Wait for it to come. Maybe it'll be enough. Misery, he still wants it. Funzy, fucking mad. He wants to go in there for the black hole, but he won't be able to get a good one off if there's going to be Lacoste with a Blink Dagger Ravage. And what a stun! Mikey, he gets 2. The MP will burn. More Blink comes up. There goes the Ravage. Fucking man, he's still alive, but only for a very short amount of time. Shocked by Miracle. Misery comes back in again too. Sock held in position. He goes down. Benno goes down. Everybody goes down,
It's a complete
including the
team wipe.
Batman in the pit. That is CLG wiping them clean.
And there's very, very little that mTw can do at this stage. Incredible play, always taking out the Enigma first. He was not able to get off a black hole again. He's really desperately trying to go for that BKB, but it's not going to be in time.
And this is getting further and further out of complete control of MTW. CLG just have the perfect items they need to execute their combos. The positioning is right on target. I was a little bit worried about CLG. They had some hard days on day 2 of the group stages, but they're really starting to show we've got our coordination back and we really can keep going in this lower bracket. Of course, we can never count MTW out. You can get wiped like that, but where there is a will, there is a black hole.
Yeah, and we really, of course, hope that MTW are able to still keep their moral high, but at the moment, really, it looks incredibly bleak for them.
Yeah,
essentially, if they want to come back into this game, they need CLG's help. CLG actually needs to kind of throw the game.
So CLG, you heard the request, man, from MTW fans. Make a mistake.
I really don't think they did. Unfortunately, they can't hear us, yeah.
That is the beautiful thing as well, which allows us to cast with beautiful pleasure.
Do you reckon if we would tell them the map position of all the CLG players, it's going to help them?
No, because we're not going to do that anyway.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
We can watch the bottom lane. This is MTW trying to do something. They know they had to. Bucky Matt, look for the stun, blink in, but straight away, Lacoste, lightning fast. That's a double
More
tap.
TP's coming in. It's going to be incredibly dangerous.
Sock is a chicken. They know Shadow Shaman's there in the trees. Pikecat forced up the way. Kebab gets the gal out of Miracle. There goes the Waz. Kebab again! Miracle! He's got 3. Bucky Matt will keep him up. There goes the Tornado. Venomancer will take a fall. They're keeping the stuns going on Lacoste. The Bear just wants an entangle but cannot claim it. At least MTW claim the 3rd and last Tier 1 tower of CLG. But, well, they have to be done. They're so out of mana. Synderon's got nothing left in the can.
Yeah, beautiful EMP Tornado once again there by Pikecat.
Oh, Lacoste. It's not him. It's the Morph. He would so like to shotgun one hero. One hero, please present yourself to Lacoste. Which isn't Lacoste.
Yeah, it's Misery, really.
It's Misery.
He's got enough gold to buy Mantis Star. Well, nearly enough.
Misery's so good, he's really 2 people.
Yeah, why not?
He's like the unanswered Ice Frog. Technically, he's really a server hub.
Works for me, really.
20-2. And with that last fight, it does at least drop the gold down a little bit. Experience-wise, it just keeps going up and up and up. 17k now going the way of Counter Logic Gaming. And that's even like, you take down a tower on the bot lane, you find yourself a kill, and you fall yourself back. But you're still committing 5 heroes to do this one. And, well, looks like Misery did eventually find that person to shotgun on the bot lane.
Yeah, Venomancer only 800 HP, so instant kill there.
Yeah.
Instant kill.
All it takes is just a replica to wander off.
Why is Misery really not buying up that Mantis Star? I'm not really getting it. He's running around with a Blade of Alacrity since 5 minutes ago.
Maybe he's thinking about Rapier. Real men go Rapier.
And sell the Blade?
I'm just saying, casual Blade.
Casual. Really reminds me of the casual relic of Burning's Viper.
Man, casual relic should never be underestimated.
Yeah, now you can actually even turn into Abyssal Blade, really.
That is true. That is true. You always have an extra option. Because you always have the option too, in the 5 seconds you buy it, you can sell it and get the same amount of gold back.
There is a BKB on the support lash track. Well, this is a huge amount of trouble for MTW.
Yeah.
CLG are just giving them a lesson, basically, in terms of ganking and how to capitalize on it.
Aki has a license to kill, man. Aki has a full license to kill. And
he wants to.
He's going to take the tier 2 tower in top lane with the support of everybody, apart from one. Misery is the Lone Ranger in the middle lane. But he's got a replicate as well, which is on the top. So he's technically part of the team as well.
MTW not even going to try to defend that the outer tower. I mean, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Defending from the low ground you can't do. They're going to try from the tier 3. They've at least got the ability to get rid of this creep wave at a decent rate. But everybody comes in to defend. But this is the great thing about a Morphling. He could be there on the top lane if he needed to be, but he's keeping pressure on the mid lane while the other 4 pressure the top lane. And this now splits MTW's forces. Sock trying to hold the top lane with the Radiance, and then MTW, they rotate up, they rotate down, they just move themselves around. And this makes it so they can't fight as 5. And that's exactly what CLG want. They also want 15 gold on Shadow Shaman, who's now going to BKB.
It is still incredibly difficult for CLG to get into the base because just being that narrow, you are so susceptible to all the AoE spells there. I really think of the Enigma Black Hole, Queen of Pin Ultimate, and Queen of Pin has picked up a BKB, so not going to get disabled that easily there by the Shadow Shaman anymore.
Well, that is kind of true, but CLG, they've got to look at it this way too. Can we push in? If we catch them out, have we got what we need? We've got now Blink Daggers, we've got BKB initiation from Shadow Shaman. Getting these abilities off is not going to be easy because you're going to get hexed, you're going to get stomped. the Ravage is the easy answer to Bucking Mad. All it requires is a control blink coming out from Lacoste. The only thing Bucking Mad's going to hope for is he can finally get the remaining goal to finish up that BKB, and then he'll have no buyback, and that's going to be a guaranteed kill.
They're ganking the bear.
Yeah, there's that Radiance gone. But does he ever recreate? He
Yes,
does,
he
but
does.
that's 2 minutes without it now. Man.
Misery just finished up a BKB and bought a Yasha. He didn't go for the full mana start. It's basically just storming in with BKBs and seeing how mTw are going to respond to that. There's very little mTw can do. They can't really blast off the Queen of Pain ultimate. It's going to be, well, he's got 0 effectiveness.
Yeah, this is going to be crunch time now. CLG, they want to take their first racks, and they'll look to come in. Midnight Pulse is trying to slow down Misery. Shackle will fly. You should be careful about that waveform. You can still latch after you do that one. But luckily for him, no teammates are in the line. And the Radiance Burn and the Wall of Wards is enough for mTw to hold up right now. But this is just a stall effect. This is a complete stall effect. mTw, they will still need to engage at some point. And, well, we've got the Morphling who's able to control all the other lanes in the meantime. Pushes at the bottom lane, leaves a replicate on top, and this is the power of Morphling.
CLG really are in no hurry to finish the game because they have the map control. The mTw cannot farm.
The one upside for mTw is they had a ward a long way out, and they better plan a new one as they're coming out again. Because it's about to wear off, and I don't think anybody has in fact bought a ward. Out of these three, they do not. So mTw will lose that out of vision to know what is coming at them. They go dark on the map. In fact, not a single ward for mTw on the map. The same for CLG, but then again, they don't 100% need it. The aggressive wards, not bad, but the amount of pressure they were able to apply and the ability to stay on their ground, they just don't really care about it.
There's a Hex up on the Invoker as well, so we might see some 4-star Hex initiation, and there's a gem on the Courier, so even less vision for mTw if they try to place any wards.
And also the Hood for Lacoste. We're on the way to the pipe for Tidehunter, and that'll probably be their last key item to get themselves in. Mech as well as Pipe up on the largest and hardest hero to kill on CLG, next to Misery, of course.
It's incredibly annoying to still push into mTw's base though. If you can have a Venomancer who can just set up the wards before you push into the base, and then you have Queen of Pain, you have Windrunner with a power shot to be able to harass you down for a very, very long time, and then Enigma with a black hole. BKB black hole, I should say.
So CLG?
Wow, that was so ballsy by Kebab.
Well, I suppose you gotta take a little bit of risk. What is he doing out there that far? This is no man's land.
He's trying to get back into the base, I think.
Well, he should go through pop because currently their mid is going down. Once again, the Spirit Bear being targeted. Hearing the BKBs pop up from both Miracle, Bucking Mad trying to get in there. Position for a black hole, catching an Aki as well as Miracle. Miracle will take a fall. First casualty of war. It is going to be Cinder as well. Misery trying to go for him. Cannot claim him. Bucking Mad keeps it going. Funzy gets back in base. It's still a 1-0 in favor of mTw here. CLG, they just can't capitalize. Bucking Mad, he comes back out again. Misery's BKB's on cooldown. He's got enough, but there's a stun. What a shackle by Cinder. Misery locked in place. Aki will go down, but the Aegis Immortal will bring him back to life again. And Sock trying to run away from Aki. Forced after away by Sind. Keep your boys alive. Keep the hope alive for mTw.
Very, very nice play, I have to say, by Socks. The only reason why CLG was not able to claim that fight because that bear was with the Radiance was just on the Tidehunter, so you couldn't blink in the whole time. Tide really wanted to do so, but first of all he was hit by the Venomancer, and then later on just that bear on him. Not really attacking, it was just disabling his Blink Dagger. And that won mTw the fight.
Well, they get rid of the Aegis, they get one kill. They also get a small moral victory.
It's incredibly important just not to give up at this stage of the game. Nothing said until really the whole set of Rex goes down.
Yeah. And Bucking Mad, man, that black hole was just at the right time for him. It only caught 2 heroes, but there's 2 key heroes.
There were 2 key heroes that both had BKB on at the same time, so it was really, really worth it.
What do we got now? Is Lacoste finished just yet? Not yet. Thought he might have had that pipe up, but I'm pretty sure he was counting on getting that tower gold in the mid lane, not to mention all the Rax gold as well. But not the case.
On the hunt again.
Yeah.
And Roshan just respawned.
And perfect timing as well for a Venomancer ward to be there.
And perfect time for Misery to come in as well. Goodbye, Kebab.
No.
Even too lazy to use the E-Blade.
He didn't need to. He did not need to. Easiest kill of his life. And now they'll go in for Roshan. Venomancer's down, so without this big ultimate, without this vision as well from the wards, it's just too much. An alacrity shared by Pycat over onto Misery. And Morphling. So much damage to make Roshan drop from 11k down to 2, down to basically 1. Lacoste getting the most unluckiest bashes on him.
And another one.
But
there's no reason for mTw to try to contest Roshan. They cannot really fight outside at the moment.
Kind of surprised they gave Morphling the Aegis. Like, I know they want to protect him, but that BKB and his ability to strength morph and jump in and out is always something he can rely on. But you have a hero like Latrak that can come straight back up again and just pop every single ability at his full core as well.
Well, last fight, if he didn't really have the edges, he would have been going down. So then, oh, Kebab. One more hit.
Synderen. Shaka Wall.
I think it's going to hit.
No.
Too bad.
Nothing like the global shackles.
They come out of nowhere, man. Just out of the shadows.
You gotta realize how close Funzy is. Like, he's got a decent amount of farm up on him. What is his gold per minute? That's what I want to check out right now. Net worth is one thing. Gold per minute. Okay, not that bad, but at least it's 321. 465 for Morphling, obviously pretty nice. But
it's really a big concern for mTw that both the top two GPM guys are both from CLG at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm really a bit surprised that CLG are not using smoke though. I mean, it really served them well during the early stages of the game, but they're not using it now.
Or maybe they just feel the second they smoke up, mTw would just go back inside their base. Which, at this point...
They're doing anyway, right?
Oh, they are now, but they're coming out a long way. Like, Synderen all the way out in the top lane, Sock farming up inside the jungle. Like, this kind of stuff hasn't been attempted by mTw in about, well, I don't know, 20, 38 minutes? It's just one of these things that mTw have not felt the confidence on the map at all. Be it on the other side or their own side. In fact, I don't think they've even crossed over one real time to find anything on the other side of CLG's.
Yeah, mTw has always been known as the team that is able to play the most defensive in Europe if need be. It's incredibly difficult to really get into the base. I mean, they have a huge advantage. In terms of gold, it's 15k. In terms of XP, it's over 20k, but they still can't get into the base.
Just a lot of these things which are missing. Look in the middle lane, blink in. Now going to go on Kebab. Misery jumped the replicant, and one hit, two hit, and shoddy, and that's all it's going to really be. But he only had to use one easy hit. That wasn't even a shotgun. That was him right-clicking.
Exactly. He didn't even use adaptive strike.
This is dangerous, dangerous times again for mTw.
No plague wards.
Yep, no defense. There's the pipe up. Wards to go down. EMP holding mTw back again. Bucking Mad, it is up to you to make the magic happen. Make the magic happen. Synderen being shotgun down. Waveform down. Wonderful force start by him. Avoids Misery. Alacrity on. Now the entangle. Now the magic. Misery. He will go down, but there's more. Bucking Mad. Black hole. Pulling Lacoste in. No Ravage. Misery pops. Definitely Blast pushes them back. Quapoli. They won away from the Ravage. Now Sock back to tier 4 towers. Aki entangled up. Kebab keeps going. Holding as the last ditch effort. 1-for-1 is the trade. Lacoste entangled again. This bear is having the time of his life right now. Up on the top lane is now a double kill for Morphling. Bucking Mad limping himself back out again. Lone Druid did get the kill in mid. He goes back to Misery. Give me an entangle. Pycat 4-stars back down the hill. Sock on the chase. The bear is running. They need the vision. Bunty comes in. There goes the tornado. Sting will slow Miracle down. TP. Scream is in time by mTw. Bunty wants to keep going with the chase. It's not over just yet. Bucking Mad running from a Morphling. His illusions will kill him. Misery waves, short range, scream in, Funzy. He jumps straight back out the replicant on the other side of the river. Great play by CLG and mTw.
Yes, indeed. And CLG in the end do claim the range tracks. So it's not too bad. Well, the tier 3 tower is gone, and I believe the next time they're going to push in, they'll be looking for at another lane.
Yeah, but mTw is still going to count their lucky stars. It was only the range racks to go down. And CLG kind of realized it too. Range racks got 10 less armor to play around with, which means you can bring it down faster. We'll still gain momentum and we'll do a lot more damage once it starts to build up when they push in for the buildings. But not having those meat shields means mTw is still capable of holding their middle lane without too much effort and having to have a full-time dedicated hero there in the mid lane.
Yeah, Misery now having 3.2k gold up on him once again, but still not spending it though.
He's saving for nice shoes. Not the Morphling can wear shoes. He has no
He
feet.
could try to wear it on his hand. It would look a bit weird, but...
Yeah, well, yeah. Shoes on hands. We
Why
can do
not?
that. It's like Too Good cutting his hair. Cutting his hair, it just makes no sense.
So he's on the hunt once again, but now using that small window really of opportunity, mTw actually really have that one crucial rune ward down there. Misery just waving across it. Oh, Sint. Sint, bad position to be in.
Sock, don't do it, man. Don't do it. You don't want to. Oh no, Funzy just blinked in. They're going to go the right way. Blink up by Miracle. Funzy caught completely out. There goes the quap. They wanted to make a move, and they had to know CLG eventually would use smoke again. And they catch out the Queen of Pain. 60 seconds on the sidelines, and there is no buyback.
Yeah, I just checked it as well. This will be incredibly difficult for mTw to defend. And looks like CLG really are going to go through mid once again.
Got to keep Kebab's Plague Wards coming down. And also nice positioning here. He's just closing off the side here, and that makes the choke point in between this little area. Misery doesn't care. He just goes in, pops the mana, beats down the racks. There is nothing that can stop this. And without the Queen of Pain's burst damage, they know they can't stop CLG. So mTw, they're forced to let it take its course. Now they're going to rotate down. Wars down by the Shadow Shaman. mTw, they've got to do something. But 20 seconds. Shackle, it ain't the real one. Mouth is done. Now the Ravage will pop. Nice Black Hole. Catching an Aki as well as Pycat. Shackle on the Bear as well. Holding it out. Now bucking Mad. He's still got the BKB to play around with, but EMP is sucking everything out of mTw. There goes bucking Mad. Misery Shackle for the moment. We'll be able to sit there and watch Sock die in the back end of play. Windrunner retreating back to base. Funzy respawns. Kebab returns. But it is going to be a double raxing against mTw.
Yeah, and at this stage of the game, it's close to impossible for mTw to really come back into it. They decided to fight without Queen of Pain being back up again, and just resulted in a team wipe.
Yeah, they realized if they went 2 ranks down, there was no way they could come back from this, so they looked for an opening. They looked for an opening. But CLG, they locked down the big player, the Bear. Shadow Shaman jumped in, kept the Shackle on the Bear, no entangle, no real hold up. The Black Hole was still really good, but the Queen of Pain burst damage was missing, as we said. So without that burst damage, they couldn't make the most over the Black Hole control, and that meant that CLG, they gained the momentum during that fight, and it spells a double racks.
Yeah, and the last fight really was, as in the team fight before that, they got completely screwed over by the Bear. So really Shadow Shaman doing the right thing and shackling and hacking that Bear, not letting him get a very crucial entangle on.
I was going to say, Kebab, not your side of the river.
This is not your base.
He ran a long way over then. A long way over, 29 for 7 now. So top lane, he'll always try and get some fun with the remainder of that haste stream before he has to retreat back out again. Same with Bucky Mad, he's down here in the middle lane trying to push it back out again. But Misery is just like, well, now I'm in your base, I've got Super Seismic Creeps, I have an E-Blade with 6k worth. Will you buy your Butterfly, Misery? Or at least finish up the Rapier? Do something with that gold. Gonna see Bucky Mad come back. They want to have a play here on Misery. There's a blink in. Malvis done. They cannot control him though, because jump straight back out to Replicate in the middle lane, and we're going all over again. And Venomancer, Kebab, you knew that had to go badly. You knew that had to go badly.
4-stuff hacks, Deafening Blast, Meteor, Dead Venomancer.
Yeah. And also, he is in this region of the map, or actually anywhere outside of this area is not safe for mTw.
Really, anything outside of the base is not safe.
It's the line I draw, man. It's the line I draw. It's the line mTw has to draw as well, but they don't want to draw it that way. They're holding on for a bit of life because this could be their last moments here at the International and be the first team to be eliminated.
And Io Skadi being purchased out of Morphling. Thank you, Misery, finally spending your gold.
He gets to have even more fun. And where is that replicate of his? It's sticking with him on the top lane.
Invoker even picking up a Desolator, right? If you want to go DPS, then do it right.
Right-click Pycat, man. This man does it all.
Yeah, he was the guy who introduced the Battlefield Windrunner, so might as well go Desolator Invoker.
Classic Pycat. Classic. I gotta make a bit of a move. So there comes the Tide Replicate in. Who do you want? Make your choice. You have 4 heroes to choose from. They're, however, choosing you pretty strongly, thinking that might be the real Tide. Sock, they'll get rid of it. I don't think he'll jump to this one, even though he might think about Bucky Mad. But there's just too much there for him to really deal with, and support's just too far away.
Yeah. Miracle is still, for some odd reason, farming up. Well, he's got a Sage. It's one way to go about it. I think this is the first time I'm seeing a Sage on the Shadow Shaman.
Lycat jumps in, looking at bucking mad. Now the Mana Style pops off, and they're trying to bring down this bear. It's at least stopping the return triggering. Almost giving it enough time, but Doctor's able to run back out with that bear. But the T4 Towers now coming into stress as well from the Radiant Creep Wave.
Yeah, and finally Miracle also making his move towards his teammates.
That Mana Style illusion of Morphling is able to push the lane just as fast as mTw.
His right click is actually able to take down one Enigma Eidolon instantly.
So...
Oh, come on. You really need to do that?
10 seconds? All right, let's count it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're going to count
mTw are going to come in.
There's going to be a good time. 2, 1. They're not going to make this one. Tornado will fly up, and there's the blink on down. They want an opening. Miracle goes one way. Aki goes the other. Invoker picks up the Aegis Immortal. Miracle again with a ward trap. And the stun from Aki. Bucking mad. He wants the black hole. He picks up Aki. He picks up Pycat. There goes the scream. That burst damage from mTw. Aki still up, and in comes the Ravage. Morphling with a double. Morphling with a triple. And it steals the GG. mTw are the first team to be eliminated from the International 2012. And CLG will advance to round 2 of the lower bracket.
Yeah, we really have to congratulate CLG for winning this game. Of course, mTw, this is not over for them. They've basically, any single team that has been able to go so far have very well deserved their place at the International and belong to the top 16 teams in the world.
That's true, fighting their way through the qualifiers, the online qualifiers to get themselves to this point. And even just to be selected for the International is an honor. But their path now ends here. CLG's will continue. All right, so now with this game over, we will be going to our next game. But hey, we've got to talk to our experts first, so I throw it back over to James as well as his panel of all the best minds in the world of Dota.
Welcome back to the best minds.
He just called you an expert.
And he laughed.
I think he's a liar.
He's a dirty liar. Okay, yes, so CLG kind of, well, I wouldn't say expected, but definitely were the favorites going into the match. They really do have just a strong chemistry amongst the whole team. mTw didn't have a great group stage, and a lot of people were kind of feeling the pressure in terms of the team and how they were handling not having a group stage. So I'm not surprised they're out of the tournament. I'm a little bit sad in terms of we've already lost one. We're down to 15 now. But CLG definitely deserved it. And I think CLG actually going to be the dark horse of the lower bracket.
Yeah, I think it's obviously a sad I mean, this is the first team eliminated, right? You got to feel a little bit bad for mTw. They're playing for $1 million, and now they're gone. Like, they're done. That's it.
You would have needed to win 2 games in the lower bracket to win prize money.
Right.
They were.
I mean, but still, I mean, you show up to a stage like this. There's all these amazing teams here. You feel like you belong, and then you have a rough group stage and 1 game in eliminations, and you're done.
Yeah, they came a long way. I mean, going through that West qualifier, really they managed to prove themselves. And then at DreamHack, taking down Na'Vi in the grand finals, they were a team in good form, but every team has their ups and downs. And unfortunately, mTw coming to the International, not playing their best Dota.
Well, okay, so CLG were quick to win that game in 15 minutes. That lasted then 50. And they're also quick to get ready for an interview, and I do believe we'll be talking to Pycat.
Hey guys, this is Purge, and I'm here with the winner of the match. This is CLG's Pycat. How do you feel after your victory?
I'm happy about the fact that we won. I was a little bit nervous actually before the game, but as soon as I realized we were doing good, I became a bit more at ease. And yeah.
Cool. We have a Twitter question from Joaquim Ramirez. He was curious, after your day 1 where you ended up 6-0, and then the day after where you performed less good, how did you guys recover from that as a team?
I think we just discussed like what went wrong, and then we started thinking about what we had to change. And I think that we played bad the second and the third day. That was basically why we lost. We lost because the enemy teams were stronger as well than the ones we played on day 1. But the fact that we played worse made it harder, of course. So we just talked about what we needed to change, and we changed that.
Cool. So one thing about the tactics of the game, your team was very focused on ganking the Lone Druid, whereas your team was just farming your Morphling in a semi-dangerous spot. Were you just completely unworried about their ganks?
Yeah, we had Invoker mid, And actually, they killed me once, but it didn't really matter that much. Invoker is really hard to gang, especially with the heroes. Enigma is really weak at ganging. We had really good ganging heroes as well as pushing heroes. Both Rasta and Lesha can take down towers really easily, and it's really easy to gang with them as well. And as soon as Tide gets level 6, you can just go kill any hero with those 2 heroes plus Tide, as well as Iran top as well. It's just a cure to kill. So, and they can't really gang the Morphling either with the heroes that they had. They have a Windrunner and Quap, and they don't have enough damage and stuns to lock down Quap, so we weren't really worried about gangs.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for the interview. I hope you guys do well in the future. And back to you, James.
Yeah, so the future for CLG will be tomorrow, where they will face off versus Orange Esports. Still a best of 1. But I think CLG, as I mentioned before, and I'll say again, could be the dark horse of the lower bracket. Ooh, what do you think of that?
I think 100%. They really could and easily have been in the winner bracket. I mean, 6-0 in the day 1, they looked fantastic. I mean, 0-8 after that, not such a great day 2, but I think they recovered well.
Yeah, you run into a bad day, but look, they proved here today against mTw that they are in some decent form. And Orange is a team I think they match up pretty well against. Their style of play, they go for that early game aggression, the mid game pushes like we saw there. They like to have that Morphling or some kind of a carry. And I think Orange may struggle with it.
All right, and Statman Bruno.
Well, the secret is Pycat, of course. He had an AM game, anti-mage game of 981 GPM. Now, after the international is over, go play a bots game. Try to get 981 GPM. He does it against pros. He's that good.
All right.
Wow, is that a real stat?
That's a stat, right?
That's a stat.
It's a fucking stat. Everything Statman Bruno says is a stat.
It's a stat, but I've confirmed, and viewers have confirmed, that the majority of his stats are incorrect. In fact, 72% of his stats are complete lies.
Yeah, I think that's
also a stat.
Yeah, but 72% of the 100% of the 72% that the people think that are 100% wrong are actually, in fact, 100% correct. So they actually fall into the 28% where Bruno is 200% correct.
I concur.
All right.
Yeah, sure,
well, we've got a highlight for you here. Of course, there's some great fights, especially at the beginning, and we can check out one of the Roshan fights.
Yeah, this is really just CLG. I mean, at this point, it's 14-2. As you mentioned, the game was really pretty one-sided early on. I mean, mTw did not have a good start. I feel like the pick phase went really strongly in CLG's favor. I mean, they're getting the Invoker as well as the Morphling. And honestly, Leshrac picking up this many kills and this much farm early on is really a big deal. We see some big ultimates here. I mean, a Ravage, obviously, catching multiple heroes. But, you know, Leshrac's one of those heroes with a little bit of farm. Honestly, he can be a devastating hero, not just as a support, but really as a carry, honestly.
Yeah, he was. And actually, Aki playing that Leshrac just got a really, really good early game. I think he was like on top of the kills for a while, had the items that he needed. Could have mTw done anything better apart from, not anything better, but they really did seem like CLG came in with a gang strategy, mTw came in blind and didn't see the gangs coming.
I think mTw, as far as their picks went, it wasn't blind. They ran with their standard picks. They had the Enigma, they had the Bear, they had a Windrunner. This is their kind of standard style of picks, their kind of standard style of play, but the execution wasn't there. And, I mean, it was just CLG really capitalizing on any openings they found.
All right, then. So let's go over to the brackets and take a look where the tournament is right now. Also, we've got 3 more games coming up for you here, so make sure you go nowhere. This is, of course, the loser bracket. In CLG, we can confirm are going to be playing Orange Esports. That will be tomorrow. The loser bracket will be the first set of games played tomorrow, and you can join us here at 9:30 a.m. Seattle time, I like to call it. And then, of course, we've got Mouse Sports versus eHome next. And then Tongfu versus M5 and Dara versus AL. Mouse Sports versus eHome. We should really talk about this.